Welcome to another episode of The Real Bar Podcast, bringing you the realest updates on everything from working out, healthy lifestyles, day-to-day struggles, and life experiences. This is The Real Bar Podcast.
And we're live.
Don't clap in the beginning. All right, so we're back. We're live. Don't know what episode this is. We got another guest. I'm here with Teeny, like always.
What's up? What's up?
And I got my boy Tyler Danielski. What's up, bro?
What's going on, guys?
He can't even get off his phone for the podcast.
Yeah, wait, what the fuck?
No attention
Is he really?
at all. This is great.
Who are you texting?
What?
Who are you texting?
Don't
Balance
worry about
Chef.
it.
It's Balance Chef.
You text Balance Chef? They hook up your meals?
Nah, I texted Zach.
Oh.
Zach who?
My cousin, White.
No shout-outs on the podcast.
No free pub, no free pub. All right.
What's up, man? What do you got to text him about? What do you guys? I thought we were here chilling. You
gotta
should have
be
got your
Well, I
shit
was
up.
going to be discreet about it, but I wanted to see if I should get a Psych reference in. I don't know if you guys watch the show Psych.
Never heard of it.
I've seen the show. I haven't watched it much, but I know what you're talking about.
Mace, you got to watch it.
What is it? What's it about?
He's a psychic.
Like it's a fake shit, or is it like a documentary series? Like does he? It's a,
No,
like
it's real.
he's a real psychic.
Yeah, and then he gets contracted with Santa Barbara Police Department.
Yeah.
That's
and
about
he's
as far
a
as
psychic
I know.
detective.
Yeah. So what's the reference you were trying to get in?
You're gonna quote something
I was going to quote
Yeah.
something in the podcast.
and see if
so
we
he
knew
was
it.
he was trying to get
something slick.
Yeah, he was trying to throw something slick in there, but he didn't know
Right.
what to. So he had to hit up his boy.
Well, because Zach would have got it. You know what I mean?
You're already
Oh, so-
doing it. You're already talking and
So it would have been like an inside joke.
Kinda.
get in
Yeah.
there. Yeah, get right in your mic, and we can get
There you
into
go.
it.
Yeah, let me
Oh,
just
there you
rest
go.
my forehead on it.
Yep.
There you go. All right, bro. So like I said, thanks for joining us. You're our
Yeah, man.
technically it'd be like our second guest, but we've had other people chilling here,
sure.
obviously. Got some shit we want to talk about for sure. But first thing I want to hit on is like, how do you think me and you are like so chill together after we don't talk for like almost a year at a time? Like, why do we just like get along so well?
I think we both are pretty easy going, so I feel like we just get together, bust balls a little bit.
Is it because
And-
we're both like good looking, like work out, like we just got that same shit?
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, some of us look good.
Or
yeah.
does it help like you need that year apart before you guys can start talking again?
Yeah, small doses, you know?
That's a small dose. Damn.
That's
like,
a real
Mace, I'll
small
see you in
dose.
3 years, you know?
So like,
Hit me up.
so like after today,
We'll go get Chipotle.
that's 365 more. We
yeah,
gotta wait.
yeah, then I'll hit you up in like
That's not
next
bad.
year, and I'll be like, yo.
See you next Easter.
No,
Yeah,
I
you
feel
still
that.
got them rollerblades? Like, we can get out there now.
Dude, speaking of the rollerblades, this man has been killing me. I've hit him up probably like 4 or 5 times. Nah, probably 6, 7 times. Yo, you want to get out on the blades? It's 55, and you've been egging my shit. What's up with that?
Bro.
If someone likes rollerblading,
He likes to rollerblade.
No, I
that's what I'm
do.
saying.
What is it, like a racial thing? You only rollerblade with 2 white people?
Nah,
What's that?
I feel like I never, not that I don't have time, but I'm busy, you know? I got fucking
Busy man.
shit going on.
Good. Let's get right into it then.
We don't want to waste your time. All right.
No,
so let's
yeah, I'm
finish
not,
this question
because
and
I
get
know
the hell
he's
out
got
of here.
so much shit going on. Speaking of busy,
Yeah.
motherfucker, you work 3 days a week. Where are you busy at, dog?
Well, you know, I gotta make food, go to the gym.
Cooking does take some
prep my
time.
stuff, you
It does.
know.
It does take time.
I'm chilling, watching Psych.
I know you're
Busy
not
man.
sitting here taking
You're
his
obviously
side.
you're obviously not watching enough Psych though because you couldn't think of a quote or a reference on your own.
I'll get one. No, I
I'll
was
g-
just looking to see if I should do it. I wasn't asking for what the reference should
So you texted your cousin and said, should I put a psych reference in here?
Yeah,
So you just wanted him to hear it back and be like, you threw that slick shit in there.
yeah.
Don't pull any bullshit on my podcast, bro. Don't ever pull no bullshit on here. So yeah, so speaking of that, because I'm getting into this shit.
Let's get into it, Mace.
So I haven't talked to him probably close to a year. We went to the gym together,
Yup.
which is a mutual meeting place for us. Once a year. And you were telling me you just quit your job, which was what you were working at, like a wine. You were like a sales rep almost, right? Like trying to.
Yeah, for a local distillery.
Yeah,
so I
yes.
was selling like vodka and things like that.
So you were there for how long?
Just about a little under a year.
And then what made you decide to quit? Because like you kind of touched on it with me, but like I said, I want to know like
Yeah.
into it. What made you not want to work there anymore?
Well, I mean, there was multiple reasons behind it.
Yep.
Like it started costing me a lot of money as far as my car. Like I was driving all over central New York from
Yeah.
Syracuse to the west side of Albany, down to Binghamton, everywhere, up to Old Forge.
Yeah.
And what I was getting back out of it, it just wasn't worth it. So in the long run, it just turned into like being unhappy as far as my car, not getting paid enough,
Yeah.
not getting the results that I wanted.
Yeah.
And then everything just kind of started to spiral down.
Yeah.
Where my workouts sucked, and then it got to the point where like I'd be at the gym and just want to go home because I wasn't happy at the gym, and then I'd have to go to work, and I was like, bro, like I'm not happy doing this. I'm spending all this money on my car, $150 a week in gas just to drive around and not get any results.
So you're saying, I mean, there's a few different things you got into. You got into like financial reasons, but the big thing is you said every time like something happened, you were just less and less happy. Like you weren't happy at work. You weren't happy when you got to the gym. You weren't happy when you had to go to bed because you had to get up and do it again.
Right.
So like, would you say happiness is something that drives your life? Like, regardless of what you're gonna do, 100%. If you're not fucking happy, you're not doing it.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you get that from? Because like before, and this is just coming from me, I could be wrong. When I used to know you, I feel like that wasn't like a main thing you hit on. Like you were always happy, chill, like kicking it, but like you never like emphasized like, yo, I need to be happy if I'm doing something. So like, where did that change? That now that that's your main thing.
I think with this job, because I realized like Sundays would come around, and I'm like, yo, I don't want to go to work tomorrow. And like I get everybody like feels that way.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it was just like
the Sunday scaries. That's
on a whole nother level.
Refers to it as
on a whole nother level.
Yeah, I can kind of. You got anything you want to hit on real quick before I?
Well, I kind of wanted to know what his. So, what was your mentality before you had your first job? What was your thought going to like the job search where you're like, okay, like I just need this type of safe job. Like, okay, like let me get into accounting or something like that. And then you got into like say sales was your thing.
Yeah.
You got into it. And now you're like, oh, this is not what I thought it would be. I'm completely in the wrong field. I don't even think I'd like this 9-to-5 type stuff.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing is it wasn't 9 to 5. Some days you'd work 10 hours. Some days you'd work 5 or 6 hours.
So the instability of the hours of it too. So like, how did that?
And the uncertainty. Like, I like having a schedule. You know what I mean? I wake up, I go to the gym, I come home, I eat, I do this, do that, whatever. Go to work for this amount of hours, come home, eat, gym. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I like being in that type of schedule. And with this, like, some weekends I was working. Some Friday nights, like, I'd be out doing tastings and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just, like, the inconsistencies.
Mm-hmm.
And
you couldn't plan other aspects of your life because this job was so up in the air with the things you had to do.
Yeah.
You couldn't plan and do things for you.
Right. And it's like it definitely takes a lot of planning.
Yeah.
In order to be successful, I think. I mean, as far as trip planning.
Yeah, no, I can relate to, now that you said your job was like the unhappy part or whatever, I can relate to that heavy, because I don't know how much I talked to you at this time, but everyone knows, at least that listens, I've worked at UCP.
Yeah, you were doing like 16-hour days, I feel like.
And that's where I can relate. So like, I was working pretty close to 5 days a week, 16 hours a day. So I'd go into work at 11 p.m. and I'd get out at 3 p.m. the next day or something like that. So I could see how a job can make you unhappy and make you realize where the other aspects of your life are like falling out of like place. So like, I was really into working out, hanging out with my girlfriend, like just doing shit, hanging out with friends, like drinking, whatever. And when I got into this job, I was making money, like good money for how much I was working.
Right.
But like all my other aspects, like I would come home, like be a dick to my girlfriend because all I want to do is go to bed. Like, don't fucking talk to me. Like 16 hours, like I'm going to bed. And then I'd wake up after 6 hours of sleep and go back to work. I wasn't going to the gym. I was going to these houses because UCP, you work at like houses and like whatever. So I was going to these houses and I was whipping up mac and cheese, like eating there. Like I'd never
Did
had
you at
like
least have the
consistency.
shapes?
The what?
The shapes? Like the SpongeBob shape mac and cheese? Or
No, I do better than that. I do the
better
Kraft Deluxe.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, and
I
Is
don't
that
know,
like
man.
real milk or something? Or real cheese?
not it's real cheese.
All right.
Goat
Yeah, I
cheese.
don't
Fair
know.
enough.
The SpongeBob mac and cheese to me is the cream of the crop. Like
Yeah, it tastes
deluxe,
better.
you can
You've
call whatever
never-
you want deluxe.
You've never had the deluxe?
I've never had the deluxe.
Yeah.
But once
no.
you have
didn't know they made
SpongeBob,
a
that's,
deluxe.
I mean, I don't think it
No,
gets much
well,
better.
it goes in progression. So it's the original mac and cheese, which like if you get that,
Yeah,
don't
it
fucking
goes with
talk
hot
to me.
dogs and stuff when
Yeah.
you're a kid.
and then you go from the original to the spirals, which you're like, oh shit, like this is a different flavor. Like the spiral ones are better than the original. Then you go from spirals, and they start doing like the Fairly Odd Parents, whatever. Then you're like, oh shit, like this is
getting
mac
good.
and cheese. And then when you grow up, like when you get there, like I'm there, you get the deluxe, and like there's no other thing to make unless you're making homemade. You get the deluxe.
All right, thoughts on
All right.
hot sauce on mac and cheese?
Hot sauce on mac and cheese? Don't ever fucking do it.
Oh, I'm not gonna say my thing.
What?
I guarantee he's a fucking ketchup guy.
You are ketchup?
Yeah,
That
oh,
was gonna be.
yeah.
I was gonna say ketchup
Yeah.
or hot
That's
sauce.
Ketchup on
gross.
everything,
Dude,
Bro, I'll
when-
put ketchup on anything
I'm
but
hot
steak.
sauce.
Anything but steak.
Dude, when me and Deanna like make mac and cheese, not that we do anymore because I'm on my fit shit, dab on them. But
Oh my God.
when we
You're
used to
gonna
make
have
mac
to
and
edit that out.
cheese, I ain't cutting nothing. When we used to make mac and cheese, she would fucking bring up a gallon jug of ketchup,
Yeah.
and the first thing I'd tell her is like, go eat that shit in the other room. It's just like the smell of ketchup when I'm eating something like mac and cheese, like fucking disgusts me. Like get out of my face with that. It's
Yeah.
gross. I don't know how.
I
like,
love it.
I don't know. Me, I'm just like hot sauce, hot sauce, hot sauce. That's it.
Why don't you just toss some hot dogs in it?
I do that sometimes, but I feel
You
like
put hot dogs,
No, God no.
I don't do
but
that
fucking
sometimes.
ketchup's good.
Yeah, what the fuck? How are you comparing hot dogs and ketchup?
That's the most emotion we've seen out of him. Yeah. it's
Wait, what do you
incredible.
mean?
It's
How
about
do you
ketchup
compare
on.
them? In a summer cookout, you don't put ketchup on your fucking hot dog.
I
No,
don't.
I'm saying like
I don't.
What do you put on it?
Mustard and hot sauce.
Hot sauce on a hot dog?
Absolutely.
I've
Alright.
never been to a cookout that has a jar of hot sauce out.
You ain't been in the one with me then.
I've never seen hot sauce
I've got
at a
my
cookout.
holster with me. I just pop it out like that.
That's fucking.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
Man.
Wow, we get sidetracked easy.
Yeah. We didn't
Yeah,
touch-
but-
what?
What's
dude?
up?
No, you got some shit you want to say? Yeah, but
No,
what?
I was just getting back to the job thing and being unhappy and happy and whatnot.
So
Well,
that's
there's a fine line too. So like, you guys have been in the position where you're searching for a job though too. So like me, when I got out of school, it like I had internships even before I had my first like actual job, and it took about 11 months.
Yeah.
So like, all I wanted to do was like, oh, I want a job, I want a job, I want a job. Then I finally got one. You work like 6 months into it, and you're like, oh man, I'm just as miserable as I was when I didn't have a job. Like, where's this happy median?
Right.
Like, what do I do to make me happy?
Yeah. I think I kind of found that with my new job. So, like, people always ask me, like, oh, how's your job? And my only thing I say is, like, better than the last one. But, like, I found that happy medium to where, like this podcast, this is something I like to do. So, like, I look forward to Sundays. I'm back working out. I'm talking to people I haven't talked to in a year. So, like, I'm kind of finding my, like I went and chilled at your house a couple times. I'm kind of finding that thing where I'm like, all right, like, my job, it's above average. Like, I cannot complain. Like, I like everyone there. It's not my dream job. But since I have other stuff going for me, like, as far as hanging out with new friends, getting back in the gym, I have a podcast. Like, I have other stuff outside of work that I enjoy. So, it's kind of, it's
It helps
balancing out.
balance it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one thing, since we were kind of hitting on food, and this is just like some private intel I had. So I went over to Tyler's house. He lives with his cousin Zach. And bro, so Zach was roasting him, saying he doesn't like to have any fun, like he don't eat shit, blah blah blah. This dude told me, Tyler, he told me he had a cookie the other day, and he felt guilty about it for 3 fucking days. A cookie. He doesn't
What?
eat anything bad. and
Like a row
to be
of them,
fair-
right? Or just
to be
one
fair,
cookie?
One
like,
cookie.
I don't eat perfect. You know what I mean? I
If
do
you're
what I
complaining
can.
about one cookie, you gotta eat pretty damn perfect.
Yeah, if you're bitching about a cookie, like there can't be too many flaws in your diet.
Yeah, but it was like a homemade chocolate chip cookie. It's not like it was just a
And it was
single
homemade.
small
It wasn't
Oreo.
even like processed.
Yeah, but like,
Chips
what's
Ahoy.
you told me like the cookie's the worst thing you eat.
Lately, yeah.
You don't like.
Wait. Okay. So when Tyler cheats, other than a cookie, what is the worst thing?
I would consider when we went out to eat was cheating.
Oh, dude, that was.
Oh, the meat was good, but little potatoes you had? You probably had like 5.
I think I had 3 potatoes.
Give me,
3
like-
slices.
Give me, like, a
saying, dude,
Tyler
the
cheat.
calories
I
on
wanna
those
cheat.
potatoes were probably close to that chocolate chip cookie. That chocolate chip cookie is
Maybe.
probably like 600 calories. Those 4 potatoes were
600 calories.
yeah, for a chocolate chip cookie, it's probably up there. A homemade chocolate chip
don't
cookie.
know.
No.
It depends
Maybe
how
like
big we talking.
250, 300.
Oh, then that's even
I don't
worse.
know
Then
what
why are we
fucking
even
kind of
talking about
cookies
that?
you're eating.
Oh, I don't eat cookies because I'm fit fam. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I said I'm fit fam. I'm cutting that. That's
No,
gross.
so what is it? What is a Tyler cheat?
5 Guys.
No cookie. Come on. And give me the date. The last time you had a cheat. Come on. What was your last cheat? Like give me the
Probably
meal.
like when I first started my new job at the gig, I had a slice of pizza. But
How long ago?
for me, that's big.
How
Like,
long ago was that?
I think it was like 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks
okay.
ago.
But still, that's the worst. The pizza.
One slice too.
Yeah.
I think after this, I might order pizza and wings.
Man, if I get
you
a
wanna
slice of
hang out.
garlic, I don't even consider it cheat.
You want to you want to stay? You want to stay here a little bit and get lunch, pizza and wings?
Yeah, we could
Next
order
year.
up a salad.
next year when he's back
Yeah,
next year.
we're overdoing this chilling thing, man.
Damn. Oh yeah. Next year we
Next
got a
year,
date,
365.
bro.
Yeah, next year we'll order some pizza.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm down. But I still think that cookie thing is crazy. Like, I just got back into working out and like my diet's been pretty strict. But I still maybe it's because of that because I'm getting back into it. I know if I cut everything out cold turkey, I'm gonna be fucked. I'm just gonna crave shit.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why I kind of like think that's crazy. But I still think not that you should have a cheat day because I don't believe in like a cheat day a week. But I believe in like one a month or something like that. Like I think you should be able to like splurge. And when I say splurge, I don't mean like go to 5 Guys and get a burger but have it wrapped in lettuce. Like I mean like go out and get a meal, like fucking whatever you want. Like there's no limitation. Don't think about the carbs, protein, the fat, the calories. I think you should be able to do that once a month. If you can do that
I
once
don't
a
even
month,
think it has to be once a month.
you think more or less?
I think it would be more.
Oh yeah, that's all
Yeah.
up to your interpretation and opinion. I'm just saying personally, I don't believe in a cheat meal a week because that literally can ruin your diet. Like if you're good all week and then you fucking splurge every weekend, your caloric intake for that week it's fucked.
Well, I
Right.
mean, it depends. If you say like, okay, Saturday and Sunday, I'm just gonna eat whatever I want, or if you're like Saturday, I have this one meal. I don't think the one meal changes your diet completely throughout the whole week.
I mean, if you track your macros around
Right.
it, yeah, I think you could fit something in.
Like if
You-
I'm,
but
if
like,
Yeah. So that just depends how you want to say it. So do you want to fit something in? We're like, I could do 2 slices today, or do you want to just wait till the end of
yeah,
the month?
but I mean, in order to fit 2 slices
you
into a day,
You got to
like,
be pretty
that's-
strict all week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, more than pretty strict. You have to have
Well,
you have to be in
yeah.
a caloric deficit every single day almost to
Right.
be able to like
But like now,
justify that.
Are you considering like Chipotle to be a cheat meal? Or
No.
do you think that?
Well,
Like,
it depends
See, I
on what
think-
you get.
I think
I'm talking.
I think I would.
no sour cream, no guac.
No,
none
if-
of
if
the-
you go to
none of the
Chipotle
heavy
and-
shit. I'm
if-
just talking. Steak, chicken, rice.
Yeah.
Whatever salsa you get,
Beans.
beans. Sure. I mean that.
I feel like there's a weird ass echo.
Yeah. I don't know where that's coming from.
I don't know.
It's when Tyler talks. Right?
Am I talking too loud?
I think when everybody's talking at once, you just hear stuff going on. That's all.
Yeah, but that was,
we're
like,
gonna have to do
bouncing.
what we do. It's gonna be your mic again, I think. It's gotta be.
It was.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I'll just talk a little bit softer.
Nah. It's when either of us talk. What mic's getting picked up? They can hear this. We're not gonna cut it.
Not mine.
Tyler's?
Not mine.
Twos.
Is it mine?
Talk.
Yo.
You're getting picked up on his more.
Yeah, but when he talks, who's picking him up?
Let's see what he talks.
Say son. We're still live.
Say
We're not
Chipotle
cutting
and
this.
beans.
Come on, son.
Nah, he did that on purpose. He went, just talk like you were.
I'm talking normal, dude.
He was
It's
not
getting
talking
picked
like
up.
that.
Even on that, it's getting picked up more on yours than mine.
Yeah, see, Mace, it's your mic, not mine.
Like mine's
You
it's
hear
mine,
that though?
but it's a little
It's
bit.
like bouncing. It's like
Yeah.
almost like higher pitched or something.
It could just
it's
be
like
our
an echo.
headsets.
Nah, mute your shit real quick and say something, Ty.
Yo, fuck Tino.
It's your mic.
No.
There's
wait.
no, yes, it is.
Yeah, no,
This
it
is-
is. Because,
No.
no, it's like echoing. Well, it was, but
No,
I
it's
don't
not.
hear it echoing now.
Now it is.
Now
You
it
just
is.
unmuted your mic. It's your mic.
Yeah.
Dude, I do this shit. I know what it is. You're going to have to do it again. It's going to be annoying as fuck.
I'm just
But-
not gonna talk. I'm just gonna mute.
Fuck you. Nah, just, if you mess up, you mess up, but at least it will be out as much as, you know what I mean? It won't be in constantly.
Mhm.
But all right, what's up, guys? We're back. I'll probably cut that, honestly. We'll put it right where we just started. We had some technical difficulties here, like we always do, but we're gonna jump right back into it. So, what were we just last talking about?
Food?
Yeah, something about
Chipotle being a cheat
Yeah,
meal?
is Chipotle a cheat meal? So, Tino said he does think it is. I don't. Depending on what you get.
Yeah.
But a healthy
I
Chipotle meal is not
I
a
say
cheat
it-
meal.
I say it because I know what I would get on it. So like,
Yeah.
I'm getting sour cream,
Yeah.
Right.
and just
That's
the
a
fact
big
that
one, too,
Chipotle's
like-
a chain.
and you-
I don't know. In my head, I'm like, okay, it's a cheat.
Right. See, I feel the same thing though. Like, because it's a chain restaurant, I
Yeah.
automatically feel like I'm eating a cheat meal. Like, even if I go to Core, like, and I go to Core a lot. Like,
You think Core's a cheat meal?
only in the sense because it's like a chain restaurant. You know what I mean? So
Well, when you
I
say
know
chain,
that
though,
it isn't. I
isn't the
know
only
that
other
it
in
isn't.
Syracuse?
Huh?
Isn't there only another one in Syracuse?
No, they got cores
there a
in
bunch of
fucking
Core Lives?
Ohio, Cleveland. There's like 45 cores in the U.S. They're
I've only
There's
seen
one
getting
in
big.
Syracuse
Hartford.
in here.
What?
There's one in Hartford.
No, he said, what do you mean by a chain? He didn't know there was more than two.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, no, Core's getting pretty big.
Yeah, they are.
Excuse me. No, I don't think. I even think you can go to Subway and not make it a cheat meal. I mean,
I don't know about that.
nah, but that's my opinion.
Well,
Like,
yeah, what do you get? No bread? You gonna put the deli meat in your hand?
nah, it depends what you're trying to do. Like, if you're tracking your macros, you can easily go to Subway and get like a 6-inch wrap, and you're set. Like, you're not going over
That's
your
all
shit.
you're gonna be like that Jared dude. That's all you eat for the day. Is
Don't ever
fucking
compare me to
a
Jared.
Well,
My man's
you ain't
locked
into little
up, bro.
kids, but-
Locked up for
Jared
life.
Bogle.
I ain't on my Jared shit, dog.
Yo,
But,
cut his name out. No free pub for him.
Yeah, no free publicity. But nah, I really think it depends on your macros. Like,
Yeah.
you can go I'm not gonna get crazy, but like, there are people. You can go to McDonald's. Like, it's all about tracking your. I don't agree with that, but I'm saying like you can justify any restaurant as long as you know how to track your macros. Like, it just depends on how much you're willing to sacrifice, like in a day. So like, if you're on a 2,300 calorie diet and you know what you got to hit for carbs, protein, fat, whatever. If you want to waste a good chunk of your calories on one meal, you're going to sacrifice your nutrients for the day because you're not going to be able to get them in under your calorie deficit, or under your
Right.
Yeah, but I think you can eat. I'm not an if it fits your macro guy, but anything can be justified if you don't do it often. I think.
Yeah. No, I get that. But like, I went to Chick-fil-A and tried tracking that on the MyFitnessPal
Yeah.
app. Worst decision of my life.
Why?
Because of what
It was like
because of what you saw, right? Like the nutrition facts on it, you're like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah.
I
The carbs and everything. I'm like, bro.
nah.
this is-
I like
this
watch
is
a lot
like
of.
a day and a half worth of carbs.
Well, that depends what you got. Like, I watch a lot of fitness bodybuilders, like YouTubers, like and Chick-fil-A is like, for one of the main guys I watch, that's like his go-to. Like, because he's busy, like doing YouTube shit. Like,
Yeah.
he'll stop at Chick-fil-A, and I don't know if they have this here. They probably do. He gets like I think he gets like a 6 or 8 piece grilled chicken nugget or something, and he said it like fits perfectly into his like calories. Like, and this dude's ripped up, like competes, like he's famous, like and like he eats it and he does it in front of the camera. Everyone knows it. Like, I don't know his other shit he does, but.
Yeah. Is he natural?
Well, the guy I'm talking. Well, yeah, I talked to you about him. Christian Guzman.
I know that name.
You probably have seen him. Every time I talk to you about like anything with it, I like
See, that's
mention
always
him.
an interesting topic though. Like right there, like are they natural? Like someone could be
And-
like,
and
hey,
that's the
I'm
thing,
eating this,
because-
this, and this, but what else are you doing? You know,
Exactly.
like-
and so many people on YouTube and Instagram aren't natural, but they obviously aren't going to come out and say it.
I was doing that because I'm trying to keep up with like the mic, like
Oh, all right.
shutting
Is
it
it
off
still
and doing
echoing?
this and that. So like I'm on right now because I'm talking, but I'm trying to shut it
No,
off.
yeah,
when,
Tino has to mute his mic while you're
Oh, yeah.
talking, so it doesn't
Mhm.
pick it up.
I got you.
No, I agree, but like I personally, well, you never know, but
Right,
like
and that's what I'm saying.
but
like-
this guy-
like, yeah, sure. Chick-fil-A could fit in his macros, but like,
But the guy I'm personally talking about, and like I've never met the guy and shook his hand, but like if you like, I've been watching this guy for 3 years. He's almost fully transparent, like through fucking breakups, like weighing himself every morning, like not stopping his vlog, like showing you everything he's ate and touched, like answering emails, like he's almost as transparent as it gets. Like he started like from nothing. So like I've been
Yeah.
watching this guy since college. Like he was in college, and now he's like a multimillionaire, owns his own gym in Texas, which I hope one day I can go to. Like I can't speak for everyone,
right.
but I feel like I have like a personal, not relationship, but like understanding of this guy. Like I've been literally watching this guy since I got into fitness, so I think I can almost like be pretty sure that he's natural. But for other people, yeah, I agree. They can tell you whatever they want.
Show you what they want to show you.
Exactly.
Like,
and that's the issue
as
that I have
transparent
with
as he
it.
wants.
Yeah.
But
And
you
maybe
don't know.
maybe he's like an outlier to this.
And then that's what I'm saying. End of the day, they only show you what they want to.
Yeah.
Right.
But this guy's got his own gym that is public. Anyone can go to, have a full conversation with him. Like, I feel like he's would have got exposed. Like, if you're that deep into it where, like, no one fucking knows, then good for you. But, like, he's out there. Like, he's out in the open, like, greeting people at his gym, working out with followers, viewers. Like, people are going to, like, figure it out. It ain't the hardest thing to figure out if someone's on shit. It's really not. Like, between acne, fucking, like...
I don't know. You see some of these people at the Y that are on this shit, and you would never know?
Well, it's because the people at the Y that are on the shit think that the shit makes them strong. So they work out once a week and then say, yeah, I'm good, bro. Like, I'm ripped up. And be like, nah, dude, like, you just got fake muscle and you don't actually work for it. You still got to work when you're on it.
Right.
Like,
oh, 100%. I'm not saying that it's...
See, that's why I don't understand how
shortcut.
any of that stuff, because obviously, I mean, I'm natural shred, right? You know, but...
You are natural, right?
Thank you.
Yeah. No, you're natural.
But yeah, I don't know how any of that works. Like, do you have to work out as much? Do you not? Like, I have
100%.
no idea.
Yeah.
100%.
Definitely you gotta work almost just as hard. I mean, your gains might be increased, but you can't just take it and you're good.
Yeah, but, like, your diet's got to be so dialed in. I mean, you really got to be on your shit. Like...
I personally don't fuck with steroids. I know you may or may not. What do you think? You agree with them? You don't agree with them?
It depends what you're doing.
Right.
If you're taking them to take them,
that's the big
like, what are
question.
you doing? You know what I mean? Like, if you're taking them for validation at your local gym, I don't agree with that. And not that I have any right to agree or disagree with someone's choices.
Yeah.
But, like, if you're gonna compete or whatever, if you want to, like, go somewhere,
Yeah.
you almost have to. You know what I mean?
I don't agree with that. You almost have to take them for what? To compete? Okay, I'll agree with that.
Okay.
Pretty closely agree with that. To go somewhere, because that's what you said. You did say if you want to take them to go like, I don't think to be somebody in the fitness industry you have to be on the shit. No, it depends what aspect.
I mean, that's not necessarily what I'm saying. I'm saying
okay,
if
well,
you're trying to...
let's clear that up.
If you're trying to, like, make moves and achieve something, and that's the choices you make, then fine. But if you're taking steroids just to take them, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with... I don't know.
All right, so you're saying...
I don't see the point in it. Not that I like, think differently, but I just don't see the point in wasting, you know, the time and the money on steroids.
Yeah.
Just to be hanging around, you know, not doing anything but with it.
Yeah, I mean, my personal opinion is, I mean, it varies on what you want to use it for. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, if it's your own leisure, like, whatever, like, you want to look better, you want to look a certain way, you're taking it, like, okay, I don't agree you should do it that way, but you can go ahead.
Right.
In regards to competing, I think it should be all natural. Like, I think there's something that tells someone, like, hey, I'm not on anything, and this is what I can get to without doing that. Now, is that a fact of life? No. But that's what I think. I think if you're in competition, you should be clean, straight, and that's it.
Right. I mean, there's definitely natural competition.
Yeah,
but I mean,
there's
if you're
different.
talking like Olympia and things like that,
No, that's impossible.
That's what I mean. No natural guy is gonna be able to step on that stage and even be close to comparable to them.
Nah.
So,
yeah.
like, for Mr. Olympia and stuff like that, like, because I don't know the ins and outs of competitions, like, is there drug testing, or can they do and take what they want?
I can't speak on that.
Like, that's what I'm saying, like, because you're saying, like, okay, if you want to be like a Mr. Olympia type thing, like, obviously you have to do that.
Yeah.
But are they just getting around the system? Like,
I think that's more of what it is. I know,
Okay.
like, certain substances are banned, like certain diuretics and things like that, because people literally drop dead from taking these diuretics and just completely dehydrating themselves.
Yeah.
And they, you know, it's almost like your body's shutting down.
No, I
So,
get
like,
it.
certain diuretics, yeah, those are banned, but it's like, even to the public, like, you don't have to be a genius to figure out these guys are sauced out of their minds.
Yeah.
Like, you see him on stage, you're like, yeah, dude, that guy does not look normal.
I feel that. You might have to start. We could switch seats quick if you want. You might have to start muting both of your mics depending on who's talking. It's gonna be hard if you don't want to do it.
Why is it doing that all of a sudden?
It's because these two mics, besides mine, are different types. We could talk about it quick. These are condenser mics. For anyone that's wondering why we always have an echo, 2 of our mics are condensers, and one of them's a dynamic, which is mine. So condenser mics pick up a lot of noise. They're very sensitive, and dynamic mics are not. So when I first started this, I didn't know a lot about audio, and I thought we needed those. So we have 3 of them. Another one's over there on the couch. And then we slowly started to realize that this is the type of mic we need because it's very not sensitive at all. So like noise over there won't be heard.
Right.
So your guys' mics are so sensitive that when you're talking, his can pick it up, and when he's talking, yours can pick it up.
I got you.
Yeah, so I'm very picky, and I got pissed, so I just went and bought my own. But it's a problem we'll fix in the future, hopefully. But yeah, if you want to, I know it's hard to keep up with. So anyone that's bitching about the echo, that's our fault. But it's hard to fix without spending money. All right, let's get into some of these other questions I have on here.
Yeah.
We talked about the happiness shit.
Yeah, we touched on that a little bit.
I like how you referred to it as the happiness shit. I'm like, that's kind of a big thing.
Yeah, fuck it. It's just
the happiness,
It's a happiness
shit.
Nah, I mean, yeah, that whole situation, I think, obviously brought me here. But like,
To the podcast?
well, no, just to where I'm at
In life.
in life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, just to kind of get back and wrap that up, I guess. Like, at the end of the day, I noticed all of my unhappiness was coming from this job that I felt like was draining me.
Yeah.
And my wallet. Like, it was crazy. And so I quit. You know what I mean? I put in my notice, and I'm like, listen, like, I got to do something different. And I straight up told my boss, like, no, I don't have another job lined up. And I didn't. Like, I wasn't lying to him.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude. So I quit that job, and I just kind of focused on myself for a little bit there. I mean, it definitely cost me a bit of money, but I felt 10 times better. My workouts were the best they've been in a long time.
So
My diet was getting back on track, and slowly things started to turn around that way. And for me, like, when I put my workouts and nutrition first, like that's when I feel like I'm the happiest. Like, every time I put a job at the center of my life,
yeah.
or the main point, you know what I mean? I don't know why, but it just turns me, unhappy, I guess.
And it's easy to fall into that trap, though,
Yeah,
too.
it
because,
really is.
I mean, what's the stat? A third of your life you're sleeping, right? 9 to 5, 8 to 5, whatever it is, you're working.
Yeah.
So really, how much time of the day do you have? If you go to bed by 10, what, you got from 5 to 10 to do what you want to do?
Yeah.
Like,
And by that point, I feel like you're drained.
Yeah, I feel like what you said is something to talk about. So you said whenever you put your job at like the root of your life, or the stem, whatever you want to fucking call it, that's when you feel the most unhappy. So the counter to that would be, how are you gonna fix that? Like, my solution would be, get a fucking job that makes you happy, so when
Right.
you're at work, you don't have
mind
to worry
being
about.
there. You
Yeah,
enjoy
but
what you're doing.
so
No,
what
I
is
get that.
so what is that job for you? That's
I
realistic.
don't know.
And
And,
I-
that's
but
the
I
thing.
think-
I don't know. But I knew that job wasn't it. And so
And-
that's why I was all right with quitting, because I
and-
knew that it wasn't it.
and I was gonna say, I think you kind of touched on it. Like, you said, what makes you happy? When you put nutrition, when you put your workouts first, that makes you happy.
Yeah.
So like,
And I know,
going to the
like,
athletic training or some type of like athletic field or fitness and stuff, like,
but see, like, the thing is like, I do, like, the whole athletic thing. I like working out and all that because it's something that, like, I enjoy doing for myself. I feel like if I were to put a livelihood on that, or to make a livelihood out of it, because it was forced in order to make money to survive, I feel like it'd kind of give it a different aspect. Because
Well-
now you're not doing it because you want to. You're doing it because you have to, because you're relying on the money. I mean, yeah, you're making you're making people better. They better themselves.
Yeah.
But, which I'm sure is a good feeling.
Yeah,
But for me, I like it for myself.
but I think I'd say almost the opposite. Like, when we started this, which we don't make money off of this or anything, obviously, but when we started this, a lot of people said, make sure you're doing it because you want to and not because you feel like you have to.
Yeah.
So like, eventually everything's gonna feel like a job just because you have to stay up on it, whatever.
Right.
Like, if you want something to be good, you got to make sure like you're up on your shits. But like, working out is something, and nutrition is something you're very passionate about because it helps you, it makes you happy, it benefits you.
Definitely.
So if you could do something like with that involved or included in it, like training or like writing meal plans and stuff, as long as it's your passion, it should never feel like a job. And that's like
I can see that.
and I know eventually like it will. Like at times this podcast, not that like I still love doing it, but it's felt like a little of a job. Like, all right, we got to get this done today. But like never to the point where I'm like, Tino, I think we should just fucking like not do it this week. Like never to that point. So like I feel like for you, you're very passionate about nutrition and working out. If you found something like I found a podcast like to express myself. If you found like an Instagram page or a podcast or like just some way to reach out to where it took 20, 30 minutes out of your day, maybe an hour, but like you didn't feel like you had to get it done by a deadline every single day,
Right.
it wouldn't be a job, but there could be a potential financial gain from it.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's something you might want to look into is maybe getting into something where like you can get yourself out there, but maybe not have a strict schedule. Like it's something you're doing in your spare time that makes you happy.
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah. Tina, you got anything on that? Do you agree with that?
I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but I also see his point of view because that puts an interesting perspective. Because for me, I assume like, oh, I enjoy doing it, I should help others doing it. But his thing is, it's like I enjoy doing it for myself. If I start focusing on other people and bettering them, it's gonna take away the aspect that makes me happy.
Yeah.
And
you don't see it until you. I feel like you don't see it until you're doing it. You know what I mean? You don't see it till you're in that position. So I mean, I don't know. It's I guess just how you view things. But like I know people who are probably gonna listen to this and they're like, this kid really quit his job because he was unhappy. Like for me that
But here's the thing. I think people listening to this are gonna be like, shit, I wish I could do that.
Yeah, but see, and the thing is, like, you can. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like,
that's a bumpy road.
It might cost you a little bit of money in the long run, but what do you value more? Do you value like happiness, or do you value, your credit card bills being at zero?
You can't say that. I agree with what you're saying.
I get it. Like, if at this point in our lives, like if you have a house,
exactly,
things like that.
Student loans,
I mean, I get it.
Like
that,
yeah.
Fuck, I have student loans, but they can wait.
No, for sure, but I don't think the way you said it is a little like I disagree. You can't say, "Oh yeah, well if you're unhappy, you can do that."
No, you can.
No, yeah, and I could say the same thing. Like if you don't enjoy being nice to people, you can shoot people. Like that's the way it's coming across.
You can shoot somebody if you want,
and you can do whatever the fuck you want. But at the end of the day, there's a structure to like society, and I'm just saying the way you're like I agree with because I understand what you're saying, but the way you're saying it is making it seem like at any given point you can do anything you fucking want, and that's just not how the world works. Like yes, you can do it, but there's consequences. So if you shoot someone,
100% is.
You shoot someone, you go to jail. You quit your job.
I ain't shooting.
Maybe you don't get your bills paid. Maybe you lose your house. Maybe your kids get taken away. Maybe like there's a lot of consequences to doing what you did, and you had the means to do it.
But at this point in our lives, Mace, a majority of us can do that. I mean,
you have to weigh that. You have to weigh that. You have to weigh what the consequences of your actions of quitting your job now are. They going to outweigh, what's going to happen, at your job if you stay at it.
Right.
Like is going to cause more stress that now I can't pay my student loans, I can't do my car payment, I can't pay my house, just to be happy for the 2 weeks.
Yeah, you got to try to focus on that.
On his too.
Yeah, you have to because it sounds crazy, but no, I get what I get what Tino's saying too. It's just like it's the ends justify the means sort of thing. But I just want to clarify that you can't do whatever the fuck you want until you weigh out the pros and cons of it. Because like someone like me, you said people our age, like most of us can. What fucking sample size did you take? Like you saying like
just looking at the people around me that I see.
That's what I'm saying. You're talking about the people around you. There's fucking couple thousand people our age. You don't know what they're doing, what they're going through. Maybe like our group of friends, a good amount of them like because the people we hang out like have pretty good family backgrounds. Like most of them have like a financial backing ish. Like I get what you're saying, but that's our group of friends. That's our group of friends. That's not everyone that's our age. That if you're young, you can do it now. Nah,
but you can.
No.
And everyone's gonna listen and be like, "Oh, this kid's fucking crazy."
No, because I agree with what Tyler's saying. I mean. I think it's tough for you to say.
It's a wild thought, and trust me, like until you like, you're in that position, or until you do it, you're like, what the fuck? This kid's nuts. And I get it. Like,
no, but
I
I agree with what you're saying. I don't think you say you can't do something. You
I mean, you definitely can, but like May said, yeah, there is consequences to it. But what do you weigh out to be more beneficial in the long run? Like, do you take a little bit of debt, but you're 10 times happier? Or do you deal with the fucking hating every single day of going to work and you're making money?
So that's exactly what I'm saying. I feel like it's not, for like a cliche term, it's not in the eye of the beholder. So like it's not up to you. Like you made the decision, like, do I value my happiness or my financials? And like, yeah, that's cool. Everyone can say that. But at the end of the day, the way I'm looking at it is this country, the government, like, they don't slow down for you.
Right.
So the world
does.
The world doesn't run on,
right.
Is Tino happy today? Is Tyler happy today? Like,
yeah,
you can make that decision.
I don't value what the world thinks. Yeah, I don't give a shit about that.
Exactly, but at the end of the day, you're not gonna beat the world. Like at the end of the day,
but see,
if
I'm
you don't
not
have,
trying to.
If you don't have,
beat.
Yeah, and that's cool. But at the end of the day, money runs the country, regardless of what you want to do, where you want to go, how you want to live your life. So if you're not making money, and I'm not saying you're telling everyone to not get a job.
And I learned this, I feel like, the hard way.
What?
If money what makes you happy, you're never going to be happy.
Yeah, no shit.
And I know everybody says that, but like that shit is, I mean, it's really true.
You know, I understand that, but I'm saying you're saying it comes down to would you rather have one or the other. I don't think it works like that. There's one that you pretty much have to live here, and then there's one that everyone wants to have.
No,
and that's why
you don't need to.
I
Go
don't
live
think
off
he's
the
saying it comes
grid.
down
You
to,
can do that.
Your mic's not on, I don't think.
Now it is.
Yeah.
I don't think you're saying that you have to have.
It sucks. I know.
I don't think it's one of those things where you have to choose one or the other. So like when I'm viewing what you're saying, you quit your job because you're unhappy. Now, yes, if you're going to quit your job and you're just like, okay, now I'm just going to be a couch potato, like I'm not doing anything for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, okay, you're going to have to deal with the consequences of that. But if you're quitting your job, you're like, I want to figure out what makes me happy. Yeah. Do I need $100,000 to make me happy a year? Or am I good with $40,000 living how I am? And that's that, and doing what I'm happy with doing. Yeah. Now, if you're trying to figure yourself out, those
are two different things. That's all I was arguing this whole time, is the way he was saying it is not the way I think he wants to portray it. And I could be wrong. But the way Tino just said it, I agree with. If you're making $100K and you're fucking pissed off and you hate waking up and getting out of bed and you don't want to talk to people and you're unhappy, okay, I understand quitting your job, reevaluating, finding something that makes you happy. The way he was kind of saying it, the way I was hearing it, is you can just quit your job because you're unhappy. And he wasn't putting the back end spectrum on it, saying like reevaluate, figure out what does make you happy, and then get into it.
Yeah, but why else are you quitting your job? In order to reevaluate your shit.
But that's what I'm telling you.
I
understand. But I understand. People listen to this, and I've had it happen to me. They take it the way they want to. So I just want to make sure we fully, like, everything comes full circle. I know what you're saying.
I'm talking for personal experience.
Yeah.
So however somebody else takes that, that's on them.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, for me, I noticed that my job was draining me, both financially, mentally, everything.
Yeah.
And so I had to do something about it. And that's like my personal thing. So I feel like, yeah, I can say if you want to quit your job because you're unhappy, do it. Why not?
But why don't you just finish that statement and say,
do what makes you happy.
Yes, then find something that does
make you happy. That's common sense, though. Like, obviously, you're going to find what makes you happy.
Clearly, it wasn't.
And there's not common sense. There's not common sense when people hear shit you say. Like, I'm not saying we're public. Like, this is going out to 2 million people. But, like, I've learned through trial and error and experience.
Yeah.
People take shit differently than the way you mean to portray it. And I know you only care about because you understand it. And I understand it. And Tino understands it. But the people that are listening might not understand it. And I don't want people to get that message from you because I know that's not what you're trying to come across. I'm just saying don't assume people know what your message is because I've dealt with people not knowing the way I want to portray it. That's all I'm trying to say. But no, I fully understand. Tino fully understands. It makes sense. Let's keep rolling. What else we got? Fucking what's funny?
I just feel like if you had a shirt on that was like your famous quote, it would just say fucking. You just say the F word all the time.
It's like that's my transitional like word. Like if I'm
Yeah, instead of saying it's just fuck.
yeah, but no one. I feel like if you're doing something, you're like, yo, give me some feedback, and they're like, dude, you say too much. I'm like, all right, that's like a public speaking thing.
Right.
But if I'm just like, fuck,
But if they're like you say fuck too much, then what do you say?
that's not something I feel like that's more of a. It's less generic than it's less generic than the word like and like that's shit where people are like, dude, you gotta stop saying that. Fuck is like, all right, I'd rather not listen to that because he swears, but that's fine. I'd rather not. It's not a public speaking problem. Nah. No.
Yo, how about Zion?
Is get the fuck. I don't want to hear that name. Is something that is a speech like it's a problem. You need to fix it. It's a public speaking thing. If I go out and talk in front of a room of 150 people, 1,000 people, I won't say the word fuck once. But I'm on here to display my own personality. So I'm gonna say the word fuck because I say the word fuck all the time. If I can change it on different social interactions. Is something people use to fill. I don't use the word fuck to fill anything. I use the word fuck because I enjoy saying it.
Well, I mean, technically you use that word because you got to fill something, I guess.
I guess. It's fuck.
All right, sorry, go ahead. See, that sounds natural.
Fuck.
There you go. There it is.
All right, now let's really get into it. We got some more shit on the board. Let's get into why'd you start fitness? So I know personally I was working out, I wouldn't say way before you, but a good amount of time before you. Like I remember you coming into the gym.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like your first time, like, yeah, dude, like I was bigger than you. Like you weren't in the group sort of. So why did you decide to?
Well, Zach really got me into it. Like we were always like hanging out at his house, and like him and Joey were working out.
Yeah.
You know, pretty heavy.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like one day it was just like, oh, I'm gonna come to the gym with you.
So
and then ever since then, like Zach helped me out big time when I first started lifting for like the first few months. Like,
yeah,
you know, you go in there and you don't know where to go or what to do or anything like that. You know, I started out just benching the bar. You know what I mean?
I didn't help you at all.
Did you?
Nah.
Did you ever go into the gym? So if you didn't have Zach, like for me, like I talked on a previous episode, like there was a couple of times where like I went to the gym and I wanted to weight lift and I walked in there, I'm like, I don't know what to do, like.
Yeah.
I'm intimidated. I'm like, I just walked back out.
Right.
Would you say, like, if you didn't have Zach or someone, you walked in there, would you have that same type of intimidation? Like, where do I start?
100%. I mean, the intimidation was definitely there, but it was like I don't want to say like unrealistic, but it was like irrational, I guess. Is maybe the right word?
No? You got me lost. What are you trying to say?
Rational.
Like the intimidation, like it shouldn't have been there, and it wasn't. It was more so
underlying.
Yeah, it was like more so in my head than actually real intimidation. You know what I mean?
So it was underlying.
You were aware that you shouldn't be intimidated because you're like, I'm better
100%.
myself. I'm here
I don't
for
think
that.
anybody should.
But you were.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not something you would walk out of the gym because you were, but it was always there.
To be honest with you, I probably would have never walked into the gym.
If you didn't have Zach?
Yeah.
See?
If I didn't have my friends around me to say like, hey man, like, you know, we'll help you out. We'll show you the ropes. Like, this is what you need to be doing. You know. Because if anything, I would have been in there fucking around doing who knows what.
Whether or not you're doing it right.
Exactly. And no one would have been like think about how many new people you see in the gym doing something wrong, but you don't say a fucking word to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like either that would have been me or I would have never went.
Is it our place to say something to the people that don't know what the fuck they're doing?
That's also a good question.
I mean,
I was going to ask, yeah.
Yes and no. I mean, you don't know how that person's going to take it.
No,
so I feel like that's what kind of holds you back. Huh?
It's like, is there a certain level of critique?
And
like
who am I to be telling you what to do? Like, I see these kids in the gym, and not that they don't know what they're doing, but they physically, the way they physically look, it's like, bro, who are you to be giving tips to? And that's the way that everybody looks at it.
That's my big thing today. Like, I know a lot about working out, like form. Right. I went to school for it. I've lifted for 4 years. I don't look like it. So when I go up to someone in the gym that looks like Tino, he looks better than me with a shirt off, like depending on how you like, but he just does. But like there's stuff I know that Tino has no idea how to do, or like I could help him with. And my first
Dumbass.
that's because you don't know shit. No, I'm just kidding. But my first statement is like,
stupid.
like that's the way I come to people now. Like when we lifted the other day, not that I know shit you don't, but like there was some exercises where you're like, oh, I've never done this. Like, and that was a year after not talking.
Yeah.
I always like confront it by saying like, hey, not that like I should be giving it to you, but this is something we could, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's not a benefit that I'm fucking fat and out of shape, but like it gives me that like that line where I'm like, hey, like just in case, like I shouldn't be telling you, but if you want to take it, sort of thing. Because I feel like there's those people who are very cocky and arrogant, which is probably something I would have done if I was where I was, because I would have been beyond those. I'd be like, dude, you got to do it like this, or your form's fucked up. I feel like I have a small advantage at how I look now because I have the knowledge, but I can say, hey, take it with a grain of salt. It's up to you.
And like, I don't mean any offense by this, but like, if like someone were to come up to me who I looked at him and I'm like, why is this person giving me advice?
Why should I take advice from you?
I'm not fucking listening to you. You know what I mean?
So
and that's just the way. Like, I don't know if everybody thinks like that.
No, that's how it works.
But
You size the person up.
Yeah.
So if you didn't know me and I came up to you and gave you advice, you wouldn't take it, correct?
No, not
But
at
if
all.
I gave you
I'd be like,
advice,
who the fuck is this kid?
if I gave you advice now or told you like, oh, this could do this or keep your elbows, you would listen, correct? Or
well,
no?
I know you. And
That's
I've
what I'm
known you
saying.
for a few
That's
So
years
you
now.
so you know I have the information, so you would take it from me now.
No.
But
yeah,
if you
I'd
saw
listen to
me,
you. I'd listen to you.
If you saw me and didn't know who I was, you
Not a chance.
exactly, and that's
I'd be like,
a-
yeah, okay, you got it.
exactly,
And
that's-
you know what I mean?
that's crazy to me because like, not that I want to keep harping on it, but I do know a lot more than people at that gym or any gym, like just based on my background, and people could look at me and be like, dude, this come on, like you're telling me
That's
how
an
to fucking
assumption,
lift.
though. You're making an
Right.
assumption you know more than other people.
No, it's a fact. No, it's a fact. Like
That you know more. So if you don't know someone that's at the gym, you can look at someone without knowing them
no,
and say,
no,
I know
I'm
more
saying
than you. I
I'm
know
saying
it, it's a fact.
statistically, yeah, no, it's a fact. No, listen, you don't agree. It's a
Mm-hmm.
fact. Statistically, everyone at the gym doesn't have an exercise science degree. I'm not saying I know how to bench press better, but I'm
Right.
saying I have the formal knowledge. Like I have, if you're telling me every gym I go to, there's 45 people with an exercise science degree, then good for you. Take a survey. But I'm just saying with my degree, not the actual lifting part. My degree, I can walk in any gym
Yeah,
and
on
be like,
paper.
exactly. That's all I'm saying.
paper.
I also agree that I might know more form wise and shit, but he's asking like, oh, well, that's an opinion. The opinion part is the form part and like the
Yeah,
lifting.
but Mace, like, if someone came in the gym,
Yeah.
like just take yourself, kind of out of the situation.
Yeah.
If somebody came into the gym, and it was like, somebody in good shape, and they came up and started giving you advice, you'd be like, yeah, okay. And then somebody else who you didn't know had any sort of degree, chances are you're gonna listen to the fucking dude who's in good shape.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that wasn't the question I was answered. I agree with that. That's what I agree with that stereotype. People are gonna listen to the person that looks like they're in more shape,
Right.
better than the person that has the more knowledge. But I was just saying, I said out loud that I think when I go into a gym, I have more knowledge than a good amount of people. Not everyone. And Tino said that's like an assumption. I think that's just
Well, yeah, I guess it depends what gym you go to.
yeah, like. But if I went in and gave everyone a survey with like, in air quotes, if you're not watching this because I'm not hyping myself, with like my credentials or whatever, like whatever the fuck you want to call them, most people aren't going to have that same experience. Most people aren't going to have 5 to 6 years of weightlifting experience, bodybuilding, fucking like depending on how you work out, and then a 4-year degree on top of it. That's all I was saying.
So my only like follow up question to that would be, would you say because you have all these credentials?
And don't call them credentials because I'm not saying
Okay, sorry.
This is
Yeah.
I'm not saying I know more than anyone like that. I'm just saying air quotes credentials. That's the word we'll use.
Yeah. So like, or anyone like taking yourself out of it. So someone has all these credentials,
Yeah.
A degree in this. Someone who may not have these certifications, the education, but have taught themselves through their own personal research and have learned form and nutrition and everything else. Just because they don't have that, do you just say like, okay, you don't know more than me because you don't?
You know
have
what
these?
You know what this reminds me of? Well, for me, I don't have a 4-year degree.
This
Like,
better not be the psych reference.
No.
I was waiting for it. I'm like, here
So
comes
was
the
I,
drop.
because he just got the text message. He's like, "This is where I'm putting it in."
No, like, just from like what we're talking about back and forth,
mhm.
I feel like it's like you're looking on Indeed, right?
Yeah,
And you find this job, and it's like, oh, we need someone with a bachelor's degree. But then, so that person applies. But
Yeah.
then the person the next guy comes along and he's like, oh, you need a bachelor's degree. Well, I don't have a bachelor's degree, but I have all this experience. So, like, which one are you taking? Are you taking the guy with a 4-year degree, little bit of experience, or are you taking the person who, did all the experience but doesn't have the paper?
Just to preface this, I don't think my 4-year degree is the thing that gives me the knowledge. I was just mentioning that for the fact check on Tino. I think the experience is always the beneficial part, but that's just to preface my answer to this question.
All right.
I think jobs nowadays always look for the 4-year degree because, and I don't believe this, but I think they think it gives you an edge, like you're more smart. You have the college training, which I don't agree with. But when it comes to fitness, I think the opposite. Like someone, or me at least, I'm in a personal, if someone comes up to me that looks like me and says, hey, I got a 4-year degree in exercise science, you're doing this wrong, I'm like, all right, I appreciate it, buddy. But if someone that looked like you or Zach or Joey came up to me and said, hey, dude, fucking, I've been working out for about 11 years and that don't look right, I'm like, all right, well, what do I got going wrong? So I think in the gym, experience trumps, and that's my opinion. I think in the real world with jobs, experience doesn't matter at all if you don't have the piece of paper to back it. But that's how it works. I'm not saying that's what I agree with. That's just a proven fact that degrees are what gets the jobs nowadays, and they still want the experience, but they want the degree with it.
Right. I think that gets away a little bit from the the question I had, because you were saying if you look into a gym, you've got more experience and more knowledge on all of these
Both.
things.
Yes.
Yes.
But I don't think the paper is what makes me a master, because I'm not a master in anything. But I'm just saying, to answer your question, I put that piece of paper in there saying most people in this gym don't have this degree.
Okay, so I understand. It's not saying that Tyler doesn't have a degree in exercise science and a certification in nutrition and this that you wouldn't that he's not higher up knowledge-wise than you in the gym.
No,
okay, that's. I just wanted to make sure that's.
I just used that to answer your question. I don't think my piece of paper matters at all, because personally, I don't remember shit I learned in college. I was just using that to answer your fucking question. But
I get that.
Does that answer your question at least?
I mean, that answers mine, because that was my more thing is like you don't know who's at the gym, you don't know what they know, and just because they don't have a certification
and you don't
doesn't
know
mean
the
they
person
haven't
that
taught.
you're talking to though.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I always think that's something you should.
And it's like, like you like, to get back to the original thing, like, you know, I guess you should go up to the person and say like, hey man, like, you're doing this wrong or whatever. But at the same time, it's like,
and that,
I don't know. It's a tough spot.
People react differently.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people would appreciate it. Some people would be like,
off as a dick. Like, obviously, you're trying to help them.
Yeah.
But are they taking it that way, or are they taking it because they're already intimidated that this person's, coming up to me? Oh, they're watching me. Oh, they think I'm doing everything wrong. So then they come off as mad.
Nah,
so it's like,
what
do you do?
And that's why I brought up mine. Like, since we brought this all full circle, that's why I brought up like, hey, you don't have to. It's all how you interact. So like, somebody might be wicked intimidated and might not even want to be there off the rip,
right.
And then you go up to them. But it's all based on how that interaction occurs. So if I go up to you and you're shitting your pants, you never like been in a gym and like you don't want anyone seeing you, and I go up to you and I'm like, hey man, like I saw you were doing that chest press over there. You don't have to listen to me or whatever, but I think if you like keep those elbows tucked, it might like prevent an injury. Other than that, like it looks good. Like, don't let them think you got all the fucking knowledge and I've been staring at you and your feet ain't fucking planted and you're not tucked in and you gotta fucking retract your scapula. Nah.
Yeah.
Just go up to them very friendly and be like, hey, you don't take this how you want, but just in case, like, I'm letting you know. And I think even the people that are nervous and don't want to be there can take that and be like, all right, maybe I'll think about that next set. Maybe they won't, but at least the way you mention it to them, they're like, all right, he gave me an option. Like, all right, maybe I can do it. Maybe I don't have to.
Right.
I think it makes it a little more appealing, I guess.
Sorry, I had to unmute my mic. But no, I think that's with anything in life, though. How you go up to someone, how you approach them, and how you talk to them. Like right there, someone who's in the gym that may not have been there and is there for the first time. I think if you go up to them and you're bringing it up, no matter how nice you bring it up, they're already intimidated. So like maybe they're like, oh my gosh, like they see this, like I really am not doing this right. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, and they take it the wrong way, and they're like, and then it kind of freaks them out, I guess.
Yeah.
But see, like that's what.
But how you approach someone is ultimate. You can make them feel more comfortable, but there's always, I think, like that in the back of your head. You think like, I don't want to make this dude insecure and not show up again.
So back to the main question is, should you go up to that person? My personal answer is, unless what they're doing looks like it can cause an injury, it's not my business. If they're doing something where I'm like, all right, that kid might get fucking hurt, I'm gonna say something. Cause
like when the dude was doing 7 plates on the Smith
fucking
machine.
Smith machine leg press, bro. We were all staring at him for so long, and then Tyler was like, "Bro, someone's gotta fucking say something," and I was like, "All right, fuck it." Like the only reason I didn't is because my man was doing like less than a half a squat. Like he was
yeah, but if one of those knees would have buckled,
oh, bro, he was literally putting like 6, 7 plates on both sides of the Smith, and this dude's like 5'2", like $140 something, like
but not even his size. Like nobody in that gym is doing that. Not because they're not strong, but it makes no fucking sense. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing that for?
Yeah, what's the gain of it? There's other stuff you can do. Yeah. Well, there's always gains, you know.
Gains, bro.
There's never not gains. But, no, I agree. I think as long as it's not going to cause an injury, I personally would never do it. But unless they're my boy. They have to be my close friend that I know is going to listen, or they got to be about to
Or a
get
close
hurt.
friend where you don't give a shit at what they say. Like, I'm just going to tell you, right?
Yeah, actually, yeah, same. That's more or less how I look at it.
As long as they're your close friend, you're going to say what you want.
Yeah. And if we're close friends, they understand.
I feel like, I mean, I'm looking at the time. I'm like, I feel like it's like time for a psych reference.
Yeah, do you have that? Did he give you the go?
Oh, I got the go.
Oh.
So you're just waiting for it to come up?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
okay.
got to be organic, you know?
Oh, speaking of
organic. I was just going to say, speaking of organic.
I'm not talking about that shit.
What?
I was going to say food.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
What about it?
Nah, do you agree with like organic food? Do you think it's all healthy? Like if the word organic's on something, do you think it's fucking? It means it's a go. It's a go.
Not necessarily.
That's what as long as you agree with that, because I know my girlfriend should be going trying to get some organic
tofu.
popsicles, and I'm like,
popsicles?
Yes, I'm like just because that shit says organic, though, but you can have 3 of them bitches. Like, get the fuck out of here. But all right, as long as we agree on that. Yeah. So I came over to your house this week to chill.
Yeah.
And
our house. Zach and I.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Sorry about that, Zach.
Roomies.
Sorry, Zach. Fuck. No, I'm just every time I say
nice transition, Maze.
Every time I say I'm gonna make sure I get a fuck in there so it's a transition. Fuck. I'm done.
No,
I was at your house.
It's organic.
Organic.
It's organic.
I was at your house this week, yours and Zach's house, and I got the invite from Zach. I was on the phone with you, but Zach invited me. What was up with that?
Cause, dude, see, like, I know you got a full-time job. You come home. You ain't doing shit.
So you're like, oh,
so I'm
since
like,
he's not doing
shit. He just walked in his house. Like, he wants to get home. He wants to just relax. I didn't think he wanted to come over and rake leaves.
Well, that's the part I was getting at. Fuck. I went over to his house with the invite from Zach. Thank you, Zach. And I was like, when you get invited to someone's house, you're like, yeah, I'm going to go over, like, chop it up, watch some TV, like, maybe eat something, like, hang out. Bro.
We were watching Psych.
No, they weren't, dog. These people were outside raking leaves. And Good?
Yeah.
You invite someone to your house to rake leaves with you?
Nah, you spectate.
Yeah, so, dude, it was windy as fuck.
Dude, pick up some gloves, pick up a rake, and get the fuck out there.
Yeah, if they're going to come to my house and do the same thing.
Yeah, dude, I got you.
Yeah, your balls, buddy. So I'm sitting there. They raked for about 45 minutes. He didn't do shit. Tyler didn't do anything.
Get out of here. I did bro, I almost cut my finger off.
Dude.
I couldn't be raking with.
Do you have
almost cut your finger off with the rake?
Bro, it's 3 stitches. Should have been 4.
How did you do it, though, with the rake?
Yeah, he's telling me that the doctor fucking gypped him. He should have had another stitch. That's what he said. He goes, yeah, there should have been 4 in here, but that doctor wouldn't do it. Like the more stitches means it was more serious.
Yeah.
But anyway, so then we went in the house after raking leaves for about 45 minutes, and we went out to dinner. So it was me, Tyler, and Zach, and we planned on getting Core Life. Like healthy, like
nice cheap meal.
Yeah, nice cheap meal.
I
thought he said cheap with a P. He
said
cheap
with a T.
Well, it's not cheap either, but
healthy meal. And then I was just trying to fuck with Tyler. Tyler went up to shower, and I was like, "Yo, Zach, let's get him to like break his diet." So Zach was like, "All right,
good friends."
Yeah, what the?
They
positivity.
make
You're
fun of
supposed
me
to be
and they say, "Oh, bro, you
encouraging.
need to loosen up. You need to loosen up.
So he came downstairs, and we're like, all right, we're gonna hit Panera. He's like, absolutely not.
Right,
I was like, all right. I was like, let's do like Texas Roadhouse. Just fucking with him. Like, I wanted to eat healthy too, but I was like, let's go Texas Roadhouse. Yeah, I'm down for Texas Roadhouse. I'll do that. I was like, wait, really? He's like, yeah, why not? I was like, Texas Roadhouse. He goes, oh no, I thought you said Texas de Brazil.
My mind was set, like, as soon as I heard Texas, like, boom. It was
So-
like Texas de Brazil. I don't know why.
So a lot of people know, like, that's my spot. So I was like, wait, you'll go to Texas de Brazil? Like, $50 a plate, Syracuse at 7 o'clock at night? He goes, yeah, I'll go to Texas de Brazil. And mind you, this motherfucker barely has a job.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait.
Hey, I was happy as fuck eating that filet
but he
mignon.
was so I was like, if he's down, I'm down. So we called all the fucking girlfriends, all of them. I called my girlfriend, and Zach called his girlfriend. Tyler got dressed up to the fucking nines, and we shot out to Syracuse at 8 o'clock at night and ate Texas de Brazil. It was the best night ever. That was fun as fuck.
It was mad fun. It was mad fun.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
The car ride was the best part, I think.
Yeah, my man Mace needs to change up that aux cord. Hand it over.
Anyone listening know I put straight flames on anytime. Tino, my music's fire, huh? Tino, we were listening to Spotify in our episode the other day, and you told me all the songs were flames.
Well, yeah, the Spotify.
It's my
Are you
Spotify.
picking? Yeah, but you weren't picking the songs.
It was on shuffle.
Yo, but
Yeah.
okay, no, it was not on shuffle. Your ass.
No, the other day, me and him were listening. Nah,
Because now Mason does this shit. If it's somebody new that he meets,
we're not new.
huh?
We know each other.
Well, it's been a year.
No.
been a year.
When I first met Mason, we went out to New Hartford. It was Mason, Zach, and I in his little Cavalier at the time, and this dude was putting on like Taylor Swift, Miley Cyrus, and and mind you, it was like the first time that I met him. So I'm like, what the fuck is this kid being for real? And so then someone new was in the truck, and he does the same thing. So I'm like, oh, this is like Mason's initiation. Like this is how he. I feel like he gauges people by like their reaction to the shit that he's playing.
It's my test. So like,
right, that's what I mean.
Yeah, no. So like, if I ever meet someone new and like we're about to go chill or hang out and like they're in my vehicle,
Right.
First of all, that is shit I listen to. Like I know the words. Like those are my.
Oh yeah, no, I know that's why.
So my test is like.
So it's not really a test.
No, it's a test.
Just like, I wonder if they'll accept me.
Because every
Do they
time,
accept
I
me?
feel like every time there's somebody new in the car, he's playing this song to see how they react to it.
It's
Like
to see
like
if,
what
if
is
they
this
can
person
see
gonna
that
say?
like that's like the real me. So like I listen to the rap, the hardcore rap, the underground rap, hip hop, art, whatever. But like if you could chill with me while I'm listening to Taylor
Party
Swift
in the USA.
or Miley Cyrus or like Disney Channel songs, then we could really chill. Cause like I'm not one to fucking put away a little bit of my personality to chill with someone.
Right.
So if you want to listen to rap with me, then you can listen to the Taylor Swift with me. So whenever I'm with someone new and they're in my car, I bump the soft shit. So I'm like, all right, if they fuck with this, if they could tolerate it, then we could chill because they could take me at my high and my low.
Yeah.
Well, what if their high is your low?
Oh, fuck them.
If their high is my low.
So like your
So
low,
you're
you're
saying
saying
if I'm
Taylor
playing the
Swift.
rap.
What if their high is like, yeah, Taylor Swift, but then you play rap and they're like, ugh.
Then that's perfect because then we can bump the Taylor Swift the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dude, my spectrum.
Well rounded, really.
Yeah.
That's what I would consider it.
God, you're the jack of all trades.
And then, and then the next night, I went over again. You weren't home. You must have been at your
Nah,
job.
some of us have to work around here.
Yeah. It was crazy because I was getting out of my 9 to 5 and he was going into his 3 to 11. But so I got out and I hit up Zach, his roommate, cousin, whatever the fuck he is.
I've heard it both ways.
Yeah. And I was like, yo, you want to do something? He was like, yeah, shoot over. So I came over. Bro, within a half hour, this dude had me painting his fucking living room.
Yo, the living room looks fire, by the way. That blue?
Blue. Oh, that dark blue? Yeah, I heard you pick that out. That's gross, dude.
Bro, get out of here.
Bro, he painted his living room dark blue.
It's navy.
It made the room like 7 times smaller.
I like navy blue. I
And
can't.
Thank
yeah,
you.
in my bedroom maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's got it in his living room. Like, you
I guess I'd have to see it. I don't want to judge just based on saying like, oh, navy
Yo,
blue
when you
living
see it
room.
though, with the way that the trim, like the molding is,
I saw
it
it. I
looks
was
nice.
there.
It looks nice.
Is
See,
it finished?
I would have to see it.
Is it
I would have to
finished?
see it.
Tino, come chill. Fuck me.
Thank you.
Fucking
Wow.
bag.
Oh my gosh! See, now we're gonna have to put like E rating on this podcast, like explicit lyrics. Oh my gosh!
I'll have to put a.
Yeah, you might want to cut that line.
Why?
I don't know.
I'm not filtered, dog.
All right, dude.
Clearly.
Until my boss listens to this.
Yeah. He's gonna be like, you have to change up that language.
He's
You're
gonna be
representing
like,
our company.
Wait, the back of it?
Some people will be like, I don't like the language. Some will be like, how the back? Like what?
I'm really gonna start thinking about it. Like, oh, he really told him to go to the back side. But now I forgot what I was gonna say. About his wall. What was I gonna say about his wall? Oh,
Well, clearly you don't like it.
nah, it's chill. But he said you were getting an Aaron Judge fathead for the wall.
What?
I feel like that's a little childish.
No, he didn't.
I would
Did
say
you say that?
not
Zach
for
told
the
me you were
living room.
ordering an Aaron Judge fathead to put on that dark blue wall.
I don't know. After last night, hit them 2 home runs. I don't know. I was thinking about switching up because he was in a little slump there to start up the season.
Who are you gonna switch?
I don't know. Maybe a little Glaber. You know?
Hey,
Glaber up
Torres.
there.
Jesus.
All right.
And then I also
Or
said
Gardy. Best Yankee.
Gardner.
Yeah.
Filthy. I also think subliminally, because he said you picked out the colors.
It was mutual.
He said you picked them and he agreed. That's not mutual. Mutual is you both are like, okay, yeah, that's the one. Like that makes sense. You can't pick it and then he's
No,
like,
because
yeah, that
I
works.
picked a different shade of blue,
Mhm.
and then he picked that blue. So we had a couple different blues,
Yeah.
and we settled on that blue. Yeah.
Well, I think that's how mutually agreeing on something works. So like,
Yeah. I mean,
Okay,
I didn't
say
go
he
in
picks
there
a
and be like,
color.
Listen, we're buying this color. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that. It was.
I don't think like two people could be like, all right, say what color you're thinking, and you both say navy blue, and you're like, we just mutually agreed on
Yeah,
that. You know?
nah, you put 3 fucking things down and you say, all right, on 3, point to the one you want. If you point to the same one, that's a mutual agreement. If you point to a different one and then you're like, all right, we can go with that one. That ain't mutual.
That's mutually agreeing
No,
because you're still okay with it.
That's a compromise. That ain't a mutual agreement. Compromise and mutual agreement are 2 different things.
I think-
Compromise is
But
where
it's
you
not
both.
like I picked up a green and he picked up blue,
And then you met in the middle?
We both like picked up blues and we're like, yo, these blues look good.
Yeah.
But whose
I think
blue did you go with?
I think Zach's.
So you compromised on it. Okay.
that they mutually agreed on it though.
I've heard that one both ways.
Yeah, I've heard it both ways.
Yeah, I've heard both ways.
So basically, I think subliminally, since you picked the colors, I
Here we
think
go.
you were trying to get a Yankees theme going in that living room.
I definitely wouldn't mind some pinstripes on that wall, though.
But was it subliminal, or did you know, like, hey, this and this would kind of give it a Yankee feel? Because I seen the living room, and it's a Yankee vibe. It's a dark blue with, like, a
Look at-
grayish blue.
And there's Judge hitting some dingers.
All he hits is dingers. Oh, that's not even... Oh, yeah, it is Judge.
That was Judge.
Oh, he's got another
Wait.
Look at the leg kick
one.
though.
Look at the step.
Look at the leg kick. See, I need that for softball.
Oh, my God.
Bang.
Oh, he whiffed. I thought they were showing a dinger.
No, because he changed up his whole like mechanics to his swing.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, because well,
Oh, that ball was pissed on, dude. They made it over that wall too.
Okay.
Yeah, let's wrap this thing.
Back to it.
Let's get this going.
yeah.
I think we're wrapping it up here. Tino, you got anything you were trying to hit on with this guy?
I mean, I think we hit on more than I thought we were going to with some of these conversations. I mean,
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the structure here.
to wrap it up, I mean, I kind of see, goals wise now moving forward.
Before we wrap it up, I want to get into that quick debate that he didn't want to talk about.
Zion? Okay, I'm ready
No.
for this.
So, preface again to this is Tyler told me not to hit on this, but then we kind of mutually agreed.
That was a compromise.
Okay. Well, I've heard it both ways. So we're not.
You've heard it both ways?
I've heard it both ways. Yeah.
Come on, son.
Everything I do in life is both ways.
All right.
No homo.
Question mark?
All right. So you told me, and now you're gonna tell everyone else.
Yeah.
You think eventually you would like to get into fitness modeling.
Some sort of it.
Okay, and then
Some sort of something. Competing. Anything.
yes. But then you told me, because I kind of made like a face. I was like, really, Tyler, fitness modeling? You were like, well, yeah, fitness modeling, but like not like that Instagram shit. What's that Instagram shit?
Yeah, but like, I'm not like trying to put up like fake shit. Like at the end of the day, like I want to do it to make money. You know what I mean? Obviously, you want to help people along the way, but I mean, really, is like posting pictures of yourself, any sort of like modeling, is that like helping people?
Yeah, but why do you want to do it to make money if you're just worried about being happy?
Because maybe that'll make me happy.
So money makes you happy.
No.
I'm confused. What part of it makes
So,
you happy?
well, no,
Doing
hold on.
something
Hold
that
on.
you like?
I think
Yeah.
the question you got to ask is,
The money is secondary at that point.
What
It's
is-
There you
doing
go.
something that
That's what I was
like.
saying earlier.
Yeah.
It's a passion of yours, so the money's a secondary.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Tino?
I was going to say, what is the goal of modeling
Yes.
for you? Like, what do you want to get out
Just
of
to
it?
do something, to get out there, like get outside of Rome.
Exactly.
You know?
So then my thing is, I think nowadays Instagram is a great platform to do that. Like I see people doing it in a way that I don't necessarily agree with, and I'm not saying people I know or have spoken to,
Okay.
but I think based on I've seen like legitimate, like you've seen like bikini models, Sports Illustrated models, like
yeah,
everyone.
but then you see him in person. It's like, what are you doing?
But what do you think a model is? Because there's just like in fitness industry with steroids, there's very few models that put out a picture that resembles them in real life. Very few. And I'm not, if there's anyone that does model and listens to this, like I don't know the full industry, so I apologize if I'm like stepping on any toes.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But I do
agree
know
with that.
I do know from professional like models like with millions of followers, in real life they don't look the same. Like I know models, I don't know them.
and that's like the whole thing with like Instagram is that I think it's just so fake.
But isn't that the point of modeling? Not to be fake, but to display yourself the best way you possibly can.
to
Like you're not trying
accentuate
to
those
you're not trying
features.
to pull one over on anyone. You don't want to be like, "Hey, this is what I look like." Like it's not like you're doing it on Instagram and then hiding from people in public. But the point of Instagram is to show how you can look in the best lighting, the best oil, the best setting.
Is that the point of Instagram though?
For models, I believe so. Yeah, unless you're claiming I'm an all natural model, no makeup, no filter, then okay, that's your scene. But if you're a model trying to get into like New York City, California, like LA, and like you want to be a ripped up fitness model, I think that's part of it is the lighting, where you do it, like all that
Sure.
stuff.
Yeah.
So
Photo
like for,
shoot wise.
for
Yes.
you,
So the photo you post is gonna be sorry, Tino, we keep cutting you
Yeah,
off. One
sorry.
sec. The part you're trying to
I
get
know, we
into.
need Tino to talk more.
All right, go ahead, Tino, get your shit off. It's only because he has to keep muting his mic.
That's why
Yeah, no, I apologize.
I'm sitting back more because once I hit it, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
like let them talk. But for you, what would you want to stay away from? Like, are you completely against doing like Instagram, like modeling, like posting pictures of yourself?
Right now?
Well, just in general, like when you say getting into modeling,
Right now, yeah.
what is it
you
that you
won't-
stay away from? Like, what is it of Instagram that you want to stay away from that you see on there?
When you're done.
Say that again. This echoes. Messing with my. I
Yeah.
just keep hearing it in two different ways.
What is it of the Instagram modeling, like for you, like if that's keeping you away from doing that? Like, what if you were to go on Instagram and do the modeling?
I don't
What
think-
would you be like? Okay, I'm not doing this.
I really don't know. Like I don't know how to answer that. Like
Well, because you want to stay away from Instagram modeling. So
No,
what?
he said to I believe is he wants to stay away from being fake on Instagram.
yeah,
Right?
100%.
So you're not a
like
okay.
you're not gonna see me posting pictures and then you're gonna see me in real life and be like, what the fuck? It looks like two different people.
Yeah. So you would be open to starting something on Instagram if it completely represented who you are. And
If it was who I am in everyday life,
yeah,
yeah. But am I there yet? No, I don't think so.
that's fair enough. All right.
You know what I mean?
Now I understand it more. Like based on what you said in a previous conversation, I thought you were just against putting shit on Instagram.
Not necessarily. I think that
That's how I took it too. That's why.
Yeah.
everybody views Instagram differently. But you know, I mean, every time somebody does something on Instagram, someone's gonna comment. Someone's got something to say.
Yeah.
And I'd be lying to you, and I'll be real with you. I'd be lying to you if I said like I didn't think about that.
Okay.
Because everybody does, regardless. If you're starting a fitness page, a food page, whatever you're
Podcast.
doing, a podcast,
So it's a little self-consciousness.
100%. And I think everybody somewhere thinks about that at some point.
I can.
I definitely agree with that. It's at some parts
I
of
was
your
gonna
life.
say,
There's got to be.
because I've said on this thing several times that I'm not self-conscious about anything. Like, but
There's something that you are though, regardless. of,
possibly I might not know it yet, but a thing I guess I could say I'm self-conscious with, if this counts, is like when I've said something on this podcast that's affected someone that I didn't want to. I felt bad that they were upset. So if that's being self-conscious, like I didn't think of it when I was doing it, but after the fact, I was like, fuck, like that's not how I want it. If that's self-conscious, then yeah, maybe that's my thing.
I don't know.
I think the self-conscious part about it would be is if you thought like, okay, the way I talk and what I'm saying is it being misconstrued? You know, like am I not representing myself the right way because I'm hurting people's feelings? That's the self-conscious
people around
part.
here, like I don't
And
want them to
I
look
didn't
at
think
shit.
that.
I don't want people to like look at shit and be like, you know, that's not him. I'm trying to be real.
So that's the thing about me that I guess I don't give a fuck, and you do to a little more degree. Is I don't care what people think unless the people I care about are thinking it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
You get that too?
Yeah.
So like I don't give a fuck what anyone that listens to this thinks about me because I'm portraying my personality. That's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
But if you came back to me or my good friends and were like, dude, you sound like a complete jackass. Like you don't do that. Like everything you're saying is fucked. Like you,
Right.
Then I care. But if it's just someone that doesn't know me, that's who I am, man. I'm sorry. Like that's how I think it.
Yeah,
it
no,
is.
I get that.
So is that kind of where you're at, or are you more of like the general public? You care what they think.
No, it's the people that I know.
Okay, and you don't think the people that you know would support you? Like you think they'd have shit to say?
Everyone's got shit to say, Mace.
I guess. We're not a shit to say.
I mean,
I'll be real with you. Like you could sit there and say like everything is all, you know, butterflies and roses. It's not. And that's the real shit. But some people
And this is the real bar.
won't say it to you.
Yeah.
You know? Everyone's got something to say.
yeah, I think even like you're saying, like even
But at
people
the
you
end of
consider.
the day, like I shouldn't give a fuck about it. Why should I give a fuck about it?
You shouldn't, which is why I don't. But it also has bit me in the ass several times in my life, so I understand why people
So
do.
trying to find that happy medium before I go out there and put myself out there,
Yeah.
I think that's something that I work on.
So it's more so like because I think I have the same opinions and stuff, even with some of the things that I do probably, but it's more so making yourself comfortable being uncomfortable.
Hey,
Right?
I've said it before.
I know. Someone said that quote recently to me, and I can't. The name is going from my head.
Yeah, probably some of this. Yeah, don't worry about
But
it.
being
irrelevant
comfortable with
motherfucker.
being yourself, and if someone's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I don't like how that sounds," this and that, whatever, you know, it's me.
Sure.
I mean, do you also think like some people that you would expect to support might be like, "What is he doing?"
100%. 100%. Yeah.
That's a risk we took starting this. Like, there's people that like enjoy listening and like give constructive criticism and feedback, and then there's people who haven't listened at all that are my good friends, and then there's people who think it might be dumb, but like it's all relevant to like how you value their opinion and what kind of friend they are.
Right.
So like my friends that enjoy drinking and gambling don't enjoy listening to stuff about fitness, but my friends that enjoy talking about fitness don't enjoy listening to me talking about that. So like it depends on
Yeah, dude.
what kind of friend that person
You know
is.
beer's bad for you?
Huh?
You know beer's bad for you?
I stopped drinking beer. Dude, Pure Still is my new shit. Have you heard about it? I had one yesterday. It was
is
gross.
Is it like White Claw?
No, it's
it's
literally water.
It's just distilled water,
Dude,
coconut water
It's legitimately a water,
with
distilled
vodka,
water
basically.
with alcohol in it, but you can't taste it.
Yeah, it's just like distilled water.
It's 90 calories, so like more than 2 of them is still pretty rough.
1
But
gram of
it's-
sugar.
Yeah, and 1 gram of sugar. But anyway, no free publicity. I'm cutting that out.
yeah,
I
get
think it's
back
all
to it.
depending on how you value the friend. Like you have your fitness friends, you have your drinking friends, or I do. You have your work friends. So it depends on what friends you want to view it the right way, because they're not all gonna view it the same. Like you don't view when you give me feedback on this podcast, what you have, you don't give me feedback the same as someone that doesn't do anything about fitness.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
But
it
see, like, I
depends.
feel like, well, at least on today's episode, or this podcast, like, I feel like we talked about, like, a variety of things. So, not that it wasn't about fitness today,
Yeah.
but I feel like today was, like, a very well-rounded episode.
Yeah, I'm just more or less saying, regardless of what you do in your life,
Yeah.
you're never gonna impress everyone or like have everyone agree with it.
Yeah.
So like as long as I know you said, the people I care about, I want them to be the ones that like are about it.
Because I'm not trying to put some shit out that isn't me.
Yeah, exactly. And neither am I. That's why
You know
I'm
what I mean?
here
No,
doing
right.
this.
No, I know,
yeah.
but I'm just saying like that. That's kind of the way that I think about it and the way that I view it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, it makes sense. I just not to keep going.
Not that you're not putting out something that's not you. I think. That
Yeah. I was gonna say. I hope
But-
you think
Right,
this
just the
is
point
me.
you're trying to make.
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But like, you don't worry about that because you know like what you're putting out is something that you believe in.
Yeah.
But even so,
You know what I
like
mean?
just with everything, you're just comfortable with not giving a care about what people's opinions on stuff is. Like it is what it is at that point. But there is people who are self-conscious, like me. I'm self-conscious about certain things too. Just like he's talking about, he's holding off on doing something because how
And when you
people
look
might
at
react
from
to
that
it.
perspective, you're like, what the fuck? Why are you holding off on?
Yeah,
Shit like
and that's
that.
how I'm kind of looking at it with you. I'm like, wait, why the fuck wouldn't you start that Instagram? Like, I would support it. Like, do it, put it out there. Fuck what anyone says, because if at the end of the day they don't like it, they don't have to look at it, they don't have to follow it, and if they really, really like don't agree, then you ain't my boy. You're not my friend. Like, that's not like if you hit me up when I started this, it was like, Mason, you sound fake as fuck. That podcast is bullshit. Like, whatever. I would have been like, what do you mean? Like, what part of it is not fucking who I am?
Right.
And if like it was just like you just thought it was something that I was doing to like become somebody or like gain follower, then I'd be like, all right, you just totally don't align with what I'm saying. Like me and Tino, when we talked about it, like he knew I didn't really care about the following, and that's something that like I wanted to make sure like you understood it, like you believed me. You weren't like, oh, subliminally Mason wants to get followers, because I don't care. So like I feel like if your friends think you're doing it for a different reason than you are, then maybe that's just not your friend.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You agree?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. That's.
I think the other thing that I think about when you were bringing that up is I think is the assumption that more people are ready to crap on you for you going out of your comfort zone and trying something and doing something.
Why'd you say the word crap, dude? Just put the word in there.
That's just. I don't know.
It's
I
him.
interchange
It's
the
him.
words. Like
He's being real.
Nah, I get it. Don't let him get off track. Don't let him get off
Let
track.
him do his thing.
Yeah, let's not let him get off track after we just got him off track. Yeah. Okay. So they will shit on you.
Bro, why'd you have to say
Let's
shit?
go.
You couldn't just say
Because
crap.
I knew that's what he was going for.
Let's go, baby.
For going out of your comfort zone and trying something that you want to try. I think more so than not, the fear is that people are going to be, ready to hate on something instead of being like, yeah, go for that. Like, I support you. Like, let's go type thing. Like that's my opinion on starting certain things. Like, I think there's more.
And see, that's the thing is that it's so much more like not socially acceptable, but it's so much more common and almost like okay for people to shit on somebody for what they're trying to do versus being like, hey man, like I like what you're doing. But is it because they see that person and they're like, well, that's not really that person? You know what
I
mean?
think, and it's like my theory is, I think people want to always see you succeed, unless it's more than they are. That's my theory.
Yeah.
So like
for sure.
everyone will pump you up. Yeah, dude. Get in the
Until
gym.
you start doing that shit.
Until
and then
you're
they're
doing
like,
it.
wait, what the fuck? Like, oh, fuck him. Like, he doesn't look like
So,
that,
like-
or that's
so
that's
like
not
this
him saying
podcast.
that.
Not that it'll ever get to the crazy extent, but this podcast is nothing. It's just like a hometown. Like, listen, if this ever blew up to like where possibly we had sponsors and getting paid, I feel like the whole mood about it would change, because people are like, oh, I want you to succeed. Like, yeah, get your shit out there. But as soon as I'm like, oh yeah, this is my
Yeah, then
full
they're
time
gonna say you're
job,
bone plate. Like,
then people are like, oh, wait a second.
It's
nah,
like, oh
fuck.
damn, they were able to do that.
Exactly.
What?
People want to
Are
see you
you kidding
succeed
me?
until it's to a level that they haven't gotten to, and that's when they want to shit on it. And then there's the other people who will shit on it so you never get to that point.
right.
So it's just all about being persistent, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'm good, man. I got nothing else. I think we've been rolling for a little while
This
here.
is definitely the longest episode that we've recorded to date.
Yeah.
See, we're just chilling though.
Yeah.
Let's get our shit off quick. So Tyler, thank you for coming. Obviously,
Thanks for having
appreciate it. You can find this podcast on Spotify, Google Play, SoundCloud. As
Twitter.
always, it'll be on YouTube most
links.
likely. We'll tweet it. It'll be on Snapchat, Instagram. Still waiting for iTunes, but you guys will see the links. We're all over the place, and we're trying to get a couple more places as well. Stitcher, we're on there too. So Tino, I appreciate you coming once again, like always, and I think it was fun. This is a good one.
Yeah, I appreciate the conversation. This is good.
So
Tyler was a
I
good
think it
guest.
was fun.
Wait. Before we go,
Uh-oh.
1 out of 10. Podcast
Oh, yeah.
rating.
What's the rating for how we did? Like, how do you think?
We've got 2 ratings so far. We got to get an average.
On your performance,
Yeah, because you
like
can't.
how you talk.
Well, just everything.
total
the experience
podcast
of being here.
experience.
I'll give it a 8.5.
And what's the 1.5 that we didn't get?
Tino, I feel like I wanted to hear more from Tino.
That's
But that's not on him. That's
Yeah.
on Mason's mics. Mason's. Asterisks.
Mason's mics. How's that my fault?
I don't know. I thought you went out and bought the mics.
Yeah, but I didn't know that when we started.
Well, right, but what he's saying is it's more so
It's
the mics. Me like.
All right, so okay, I should have said Mason's mics.
It's
the
the
mics in general.
podcast's mics.
The equipment.
The equipment that we have
little technical difficulty
hinders the experience.
Yeah,
But that will be fixed
because
very
it was
soon.
like, I feel like me and Tino were kind of talking over each other because in mine it was a little
the
delayed.
echo. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when he was saying something, I wasn't hearing it yet.
Yeah.
So that's it.
We'll get
I
that-
think
we'll get
I
it
think
fixed.
everything was good. Like we had a great conversation. Like this shit flew by.
And I gotta piss again, so this is getting bad. Yeah. So
But maybe.
What?
Because Zach and I are gonna have an episode here soon.
Maybe.
Hopefully, maybe we'll
yeah,
see.
You will.
So
What?
hopefully we can.
It'll be fixed.
Yeah.
Soon. I know that.
And we'll get Tino in there more. Just
We'll get it right. But all right. I appreciate everyone.
Conversation though.
Fuck you. I'm talking. No,
Bro.
I'm just kidding. I appreciate
stop
everyone
talking.
listening. Thanks for coming out. Mayor, we're gonna start thinking about doing this live potentially soon, but other than that, I ain't got nothing else to say. So Tyler, I appreciate it once again.
Thanks, guys.
And this has been the Real Bar Podcast. I don't know what episode. We'll talk to you later.
See ya.